Hi everyone! Today we're going to be making a grid drawing. 4 things that you'll need: pencil, ruler, a gridded piece of paper with a reference image on it. Today we're using a sloth and they're separated in 5 squares across and down. And then your paper that you will be drawing on. Today we're using cardstock. Our reference image is only about 4.5 inches across and 4.5 inches down. Because it measures the same wide and tall, it is a square. And each of these smaller squares is the same length and width. We learned this in math class. Now, our paper is larger, meaning our box or our square is going to be larger. So when we make our grid, it will be 8 inches across. So on our ruler, we will find the number 8 for inches, not centimeters. Centimeters are a lot smaller. We'll find 8 inches. While I draw my line, I make sure that my ruler is straight and my paper is also straight, because a square is not crooked, otherwise it will be a rhombus. So I'm finding my 8 here and going all the way down to the number 1, or actually 0. And I'm drawing very lightly so that I can erase, because this grid method is a trick and it's secret. So when you're done with your drawing, they're not going to know that you used a grid. Because I am left-handed, it might be a little difficult, so I'm going to draw. Make sure that you are doing it straight. So this edge and this edge are lined up. Again, the line is at the 8. This is right here. I'm going across. 8. So I drew 2 sides of my square. I'm actually going to rotate my paper just so I make sure that it's lined up on the side. So again, we're going from 8. If you could see the number 8 right there. And going straight down to the 0 on my ruler. I really like metal rulers with cork backs because they stay still on your paper. And remember how to hold a ruler. You are connecting the last 2 lines. Usually 2 fingers holding one side and the other side. Lining up the points that you want to reach. And lightly maybe holding your pencil at the back next to the eraser so that you can draw a light line going straight across. And remember, when you're drawing your line, you are pushing it against the ruler so that it stays against that ruler and is straight. So I made my first square. All right, we're gonna do some math here, because when we are drawing our grid, we wanna make sure that it matches exactly to our drawing. So before we even make our grid, we need to do some measurements. When something is square, we already know that the sides, the length and the width are equal. So 5 by 5 and whatever inches by whatever inches is equal. That's why when we make a larger image, we already know that whatever size the sides are, the height will also be the same. So for my image, we already measured 8 inches by 8 inches, as we see right here. And we have to divide that with math, like I just said. 8 inches by 8 inches divided by 5 boxes by 5 boxes, because there's, again, we see here, 5 across and 5 wide. 8 divided by 5 is 1.6. So that means each of our boxes will be 1.6 inches by 1.6 inches. On our ruler, I'm going to go 1 inch. This is where a half is. I'm going to go just a little bit over so that we have 1 and 1.6 inches. Okay, so we're going to go like right around here. For this side, I'm going to start measuring from right here at the bottom at 0. I'm going to go over for one of my boxes, which is 1.6, and I'll make a little tick mark measuring this is how wide it will be. Then I'll go move my ruler over, slide my ruler over against the line that we drew, and we make another tick mark at 1.6, like we talked about. 1.6. And we'll continue doing that, and we will see that we will get 5 boxes of equal height. Again, we're going against that line, we're sliding it over, and we don't really even need to measure that last one because look, it's already 1.6 inches long. So that is how we do one side. Now let's continue. I would recommend measuring both sides so that our lines are perfectly straight and not skewing and making our image not professional looking. So we will go back here.
And you'll go 1.6.
So now I have tick marks on each side. And I will use my ruler and make sure I am going straight against those marks, using my pencil to help me guide, and I connect the dots.
This way.
So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. I hope you know exactly what we need to do here. We just turn our paper around, and now that turns into columns right there. And you will be measuring again exactly the same, because what are squares? They are equal on both their lengths and their widths. 1.6, 1.6. And then what do we do here? We connect the dots. There we go. We have a grid made just right, just enough, and as good as it can get right now. And there are exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across and 5 down. Now I want you to make sure that you label them A, B, C, D, E, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just so that you know exactly where you're going to be gridding. So make sure you're writing A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with that, you are ready to move on to drawing.